Hi, I'm Andrea Miller and I'm a dietitian. Thanks for joining me today for Live It in a Pinch. Today I'm going to show you how to make a quick and easy recipe that's nutritious, delicious, and can help to decrease food waste. It's a pasta-based recipe with greens of your choice. All you need is any type of hearty green, and it can really be a side dish or it can be a main dish. So let's get started. So today I'm going to use a mixture of two types of greens. I'm going to use some basic spinach. So if you'd like, you can just use spinach because that's a common green that most people have on hand. I'm also going to use radish greens. So the first thing we're going to do for this recipe is cook our pasta. I'm using my favorite pasta. It's a pasta made out of chickpeas, so it's really high in protein. You can really use any kind of pasta that you want, but if you're going for a main dish with this recipe, I'd recommend using a chickpea pasta for the extra protein in it. This recipe is kind of a Mediterranean-inspired recipe, so it has my favorite flavors in it. It has garlic, some crushed red pepper, which is optional, and sun-dried tomatoes for some extra flavor. And while that starchy water is boiling, I'm going to take a little bit of the liquid out. This is my secret for a pasta that doesn't stick together and has a little bit of moisture. I'm going to just take a measuring cup and just take a little bit out. You're going to need, about a quarter of a cup. Add some sun-dried tomatoes. You definitely want the oil in there. So we're not using any other oil in this recipe. So that's going to help cook the greens and the garlic. So then you can put your garlic right on in there. And I'm going to put just a sprinkle of crushed red pepper. And let our garlic start to cook. While that's cooking, I'm going to take off the greens from my radishes. I'm actually not using the radish today. We'll save those for a snack later. You need about 8 ounces of greens for this recipe. So I'm going to give these greens a quick chop. My garlic is looking like it's starting to brown and I can smell it. So I'm just going to throw my greens right on in there. And I'm also going to, like I said, throw some spinach in as well. So I'm going to go ahead and drain my pasta. I already have my reserved water setting aside, so we're all good to drain. You can see how quickly these greens are starting to wilt down. Now I'm going to use some olives in this recipe too. I just have some basic green olives today. I like a little bit of a briny type of olive or caper in my Mediterranean dishes just to add a little bit more flavor. Add those in. You can add as much or as little as you'd like. All right, now that our greens are all wilted down, we can go ahead and add our pasta. It would be, if you were using it as a main dish, I would say that this would be about 2 servings or 4 servings for a side dish. You could serve this dish with a little bit of grilled chicken, or it'd go really well with some fish. And I'm just going to add a little bit of that water that we reserved in there. A Mediterranean pasta can't be served without a little bit of Parmesan cheese. So just sprinkle some shredded Parmesan cheese on top, and that's really just going to give it a nice kick of flavor. So that's it, a quick and easy recipe to help you use up some greens that might not be so appetizing to eat raw. Again, I used my radish greens from my garden, but you could also use beet greens, turnip greens, kale, Swiss chard, really any hearty green goes, and they're so good for you. They're rich in potassium, magnesium, vitamin C, so many good nutrients in these greens. Hope you enjoy this recipe, and I look forward to seeing you next time on Live It in a Pinch.